MEC Fuss from Northern Cape, MEC Makume from Free State, MEC, MEC Mahlaba from KZN. As I acknowledge the Mayor, and thank you, Mayor, for hosting us. It's always nice, I say to the team, we utilize government building to save costs, but also to show that we can continue with our work without officials telling us that we've run out of budget. So I don't want to be told that I've run out of budget. That's why you hosting us, you are saving me to be able to go everywhere. So hope we'll do the same with other provinces as well. Since yesterday, you've hosted us in the city, and thank you very much for that. MMCs who are here from Johannesburg and Tshwane, but MMCs from the city, all councillors who are present, chairpersons of board, but especially acknowledgement of Ms. Nzo from SHA and Mr. Vutula, NHFC, who are partners in this project, DDG, acting DG and DDGs who are here, all officials, all CEOs, acknowledgement to Mr. Lutuli from SHA, and also Ms. Maikiso from NHFC. The CEO of Madula Moho, Mr. Reni Erasmus. Madula Moho, I know we are Xhosa dominated this side. It means staying together. So we need to understand, meaning that you are bringing people together. I'm her translator every time when we have these activities. Yeah. All stakeholders, and most importantly to our beneficiaries. During my SONA debate at the beginning of the year in response to the President's speech, I did highlight that this year we will be launching quite several projects that are especially in our social housing space, more importantly to redress the apartheid special landscape. This we do deliberately. I've highlighted it as one of the key areas in terms of my responsibility being in this portfolio, but also as a tool to be able to stimulate the economy. This is one of the programs and projects that allows us to do partnerships, and many people who know me in my other capacity in driving economic development will tell you that I'm one of the proponents of public-private partnerships, because I do believe that government alone will not be able to achieve our objectives, but we need all partners to come together so that we can be able to work. Access to this, to social activities and economic opportunities for citizens, it's critical. So having this project and this housing opportunity for the beneficiaries where they are able to go to their work, closer to their work environment, cutting cost. I mean, we know that majority of South Africans are spending almost 70% of their household income on transport. And that's why these projects are critical for us. When they come closer to city, within the city center as well, it's critical because they spend less on the money that they have to be spending on transport. So it's very helpful. It's critical for that to happen. Especially again, for me, when I look at this, Mayor and MEC and all my MECs who are here, we will be contributing to the reduction of the cost of living for households. We know prices have gone up. It's quite tough for families. Now, if we bring them closer to where they work, bring them closer to shops, bring them closer to social amenities, we are helping to lessen the burden that they will have to do. So that's why I always say to people, don't see human settlement as a social portfolio, it's an economic portfolio. It's an enabler, it's a contributor to the economy. So that's why it's important when we look at this work that we are doing and understand the impact in terms of society in what we are doing. But also it creates opportunities for entrepreneurs. And I hope many more, not only NPCs, but more entrepreneurs seize this as an opportunity to deliver on critical projects within the human settlements. And as MEC said, that they deliver on time within cost. MEC, I'm known to cracking the whip. So I'm done cracking the whip in my department. I'm going into the sector broadly now. We'll be cracking the whip. Business and contractors that do not assist us in achieving our objective will face the consequences. And that I can assure will take action. One of the issues I've been having a conversation with the Minister of Finance and together with the procurement office, is around blacklisting of companies. I'm a proponent of where you've messed up, who will blacklist you not to get government business again. Because for me, I get to have to account to the public. So when I stand and doing imbizo in communities, they are not looking for me to give them explanation that contractor so and so didn't finish their work. They are expecting me to say, as the minister, we appointed this project contractor. We were meant to have these houses. We are now giving you the houses, not any other excuse. So that's what communities expect from me. And that's why I've got to find mechanisms to implement consequence management, including not only in terms of our officials who are responsible for our contracts, but also those who are given projects and they are not finishing our projects. Again, here, when we look at this, as I say, it's for opportunities for entrepreneurs. We will be able to see more and more, and that's why I said to Shra as well, simplify your system so that we can have more SHIs coming into the pipeline. I've had a conversation with NHFC to see more and more previously disadvantaged communities being able to enter the space and becoming developers themselves. And we've got to be able, we have an obligation to support them, in part in terms of our work as transforming the economy and ensuring that our economy becomes inclusive to all that who were previously disadvantaged. You'd have heard me yesterday speak that it's 29 years since we had Tata Madiba spoke yesterday, 10 May, critical year, but we can't celebrate 10 years when there are no tangible fruits and no tangible deliveries that people can say, yes, it's 29 years down the line, and this is what we have benefited. So we've got to work together, all of us, to be able to ensure that this happens. To families, being able to see these projects, it means as government and private sector and all our stakeholders, we are able to give dignity to our families. We are able to give dignity to communities. But more importantly, for women, we're able to ensure that they can live in an environment that provides security. We know that many of us as women, we worry about either the issues of GBV being marked. I mean, she was sharing with me that where she used to stay, one of our beneficiaries, she used to be marked. And being here, coming out of the facility and just to gain access to public transport to go to work at Waterfront, gives that sense of security. And that's what is important. When we build as human settlement, we are not only just providing shelter, we're providing shelter, security, and comfort. It has to be in that context. Making sure that even single women can be able to walk into their apartments, can be able to walk into their rooms and their houses and sleep peacefully, without having to worry about somebody breaking in and raping them in their houses. So that provision of security in terms of where we provide services remains critical for actually the people who are in majority in this country, because women remain majority in terms of our communities. What is critical in terms of the work that we do as well is to ensure that this type of projects become sustainable. So I'm appreciative, Mayor, on what you are doing in terms of the work that you have highlighted, the rate discounts that the city is doing. You have given me a tool to be able to pressurize other cities. So I was saying to my colleagues in Johannesburg and Tshwane, they are here, so we'll start with them. I will be visiting them to hear what packages are they putting together for the citizens, especially in social housing. So especially in our metros, this is where urban development is happening, urban growth is happening, and our response needs to be in time so that these projects are sustainable. It doesn't help for us to launch and then after a year, you find that the project has collapsed. It's not helpful at all. Or there's challenges, including to the beneficiaries. As clean as it is today, can we find it after 3 years, 5 years, that it's still maintained in this way? Because that's also important. For projects to remain sustainable, it will take everybody to be able to come together and play their part. So in terms of having to ensure that it's well kept, it's clean, and also that we do not see the property deteriorating. It will take not only the developer, not only government, but also the people, the tenants, the beneficiaries who are here, to be able to say to a neighbor when they do something wrong, to say, this is not correct. If somebody litter, to say, no, that's not correct. If somebody does something wrong, that we are able to call each other on order. But again, CISO Switch is here as well. Your role in this communities that exist. I think you need to start defining yourself broadly and assist us in ensuring that the management of this and communities find resonant and can work better in this area, that we don't have to have sleepless nights as ministers, as MECs and mayors, that actually the properties that we left will not find them in the same state 2 years down the line. So it's very important for me, to see that. So it's quite welcoming. It's a good day, as DM said. It's a good day today with the rain, and chairperson of Shra saying that it's a good day with the rain because it brings blessings. It's good for us to be able to come and showcase the work that Human Settlements is doing. But more importantly, the partnership, and that if we work together as national government, as provincial government, as local government, jointly in an effort within Human Settlements, we'll be able to achieve our objective. It's not by mistake that our forebears made this portfolio a concurrent portfolio with concurrent responsibilities. It was an understanding that we all have a responsibility and we all have a role to play. And if we just do what we are expected to do, then we will be able to fulfill our responsibility. I'm grateful, MEC Simas, I'm grateful, Mayor Lewis, that we continue to work together, and both the three of us in terms of leadership. I know our officials sometimes find it difficult and glitches there, but the three of us have been able to talk and get things unlocked even at that level, and that's very important, to have that political leadership to drive development and to drive service delivery. For us as the Human Settlement, we remain having a critical role to play in ensuring the quality of life of South Africans is improved and continues to be better. With those few words, Program Director, thank you very much. Congratulations to the beneficiaries. Thank you very much, Mr. Erasmus and your team, for this wonderful work that we are able to celebrate today.